Alright, so hello everyone and welcome so this will be the first episode of Hindsight. And first off, I want to thank you all of your amazing feedback that I have gotten from you guys this far. It's such a pleasure doing this kind of content with all of your support. I really do appreciate that. Second of all, I had a few suggestions at the sound level, so I tried to fix that now. You guys can let me know if it's fixed. What you can hear from me in the what's it called, the little test I did, it worked way better. Also, I fixed this with the players being above from each other. So let's get into this game. We're playing Amaterasu and Ram against the Apollo. Now what you recognize here is that Fafnir is not starting in dual lane, so because the Faf is not going to start in dual lane, what you want to do is you want to make sure that the Apollo actually can't go ahead and take these small creeps of his buffs, so that's why we're up here. If he does this, if he takes two smalls, not only is that a loss for us, because we need to invade this, he will also hit level 2 after the first wave, as soon as he gets two smalls. So as you see here, we actually get all 4 smalls, and we just decide to do all of purple, because there's no reason not to do this right here. The purple. He's gonna lose the same amount of minions as we are, and this just means we can go for his red, pretty much just guaranteed on the next wave. So Amaterasu, Ram beats Fafnir Apollo in push, and therefore we'll get the buffs anyway. So what Dig are trying to do is minimize losses by placing the Faf and then taking all the red jungle, which works out pretty well for them. But as you can see here, we just clear out the wave, and there's no reason to go for the kill on Apollo. We're probably not gonna kill him regardless. With a Raman and a Amaterasu, sure we can damage, but we'd rather just get buffs. So we know that it's off and the Faf is gonna come in, so I'm gonna wait with my 2 and secure it. Actually here we try and go for the gank on the Fafnir, but if he didn't have his jump here, we would have probably been able to kill him. But because the Fafnir jumps out, we're just gonna go ahead and grab the Oracle. Again, we need to try and secure as much farm as possible on the left side of the map. This means getting all the nukes we can. So that's what we're gonna do here. Me myself here, I'm gonna go and check red. I was pretty scared that dual threat here he would have looped like this. If you guys follow my mouse, I was like in between the towers and then I back camps and gone straight for red. So that's why I didn't follow Nate to lane. It's not too bad to split like that. Preferably I do a split with Nate, so we get 2 2-man splits, which is way more efficient than one guy soloing away. And 3-man splitting above. But we just have to make sure there. So we're like pretty even. Of course we're gonna be ahead on the dual side of the map. As you can see on Amaterasu, I start with my Watcher's Gift, boost 1. I tend to start with 4 health potions to keep myself sustained. 4 works out really well for me, because it times out whenever I back. I usually have only like 1 or 0 potions at all. So that's just what works for me, but you kind of get the feeling of how many health potions you want as you play yourself. But for me 4 is a really good number, and I think even the mana potion might be a bit unnecessary. Yeah, you can get a multi-pot if you're playing a less mana heavy guard. But I feel like Amma is pretty mana heavy. So right here what we try to do is zone out the power. Make sure you got as far behind as possible, but sadly that creeps actually won. Pushing the wave really hard, so he managed to not get zoned at all. We do, however, force out the Fafnir rotation, which is really good for us, as we have a way stronger level 5 than they do. Amaterasu level 5 is really absurd. Fafnir is really good as well, we can pretty much just kill the Apollo or the Fafnir before they can do anything to us. So here I'm gonna back. I'm actually gonna go ahead and grab the reinforced greaves. Now the reason for this is that Amaterasu is really bad if you shut her down early and she doesn't get this lead. So if I would have gotten hit by a Fafnir stun, now I have the reduced duration because of the CCR, crowd control reduction, but also I have a bit more health to play around with and a bit more protections from the passive than if I would have gotten for the traveler shoes, which I usually go to. So I'm just gonna rotate over with the Captain Football, farm up this jungle, make sure we get our speed buff. We definitely have. I'd say with the late game is really even, but we do believe ourselves that we can win the late game, but getting a lead would be nice as well. So right here we're actually gonna go ahead and gank the Zowie. I will be getting the first blood, but I want to point out what Captain Trick does really well here. You can see it from my perspective. He can't without the Zowie jump. Now, should I have taken this kill? I think so. If Captain Trick would not have had that kill. There's no way that we're gonna go ahead and blow him up with his ult there. He just had a bit too much health. Also, even getting the first butts as the caster actually discussed during the game. It's not bad for an Amaterasu support getting a head on her, so she really can excel at doing what she does, which is dive the backline early to mid game, force out the beats, especially on the top, which you'll also see me do a lot. So we're gonna go ahead here and grab the harpies. Now, what happens here is that top actually almost dies again. So we're gonna go ahead and start the gold tree. Fafnir comes in, use my net. I'm gonna back up a bit, reset the gold. Top is getting killed. He went around, so we're gonna pick up the gold here again, realizing they can't really fight. Now what happened here is that I actually reached the gold tree a bit too early. It was called that I should reach the gold tree, so I reached it. It ends up not being the best of trades as the Sano comes in. Here I think I can actually save the Vulcan. I tend to back when I can probably save him. But sadly he hits the one. I could have maybe gone in there, but I'm just pretty scared of the Fafnir. And Susanoo picked up a Fracture as well, and they'll get a whole left jungle, so it wasn't the best for us. But it works out pretty well. It's pretty even. Can we see the graphs? Okay. As you can see, the gold difference works out, but we lose some XP, so it's pretty wrong to say we won that. I guess we gained some XP from doing this wave, but they won the XP. We had a bit of a better gold gain, not much at all. So that wasn't the best thing we could have done, but it works out either way for us. I'm gonna go ahead and buy my Margaret Vanguard. Margaret Vanguard is one of the best items in the game against Susanoo. Probably the best item. It just reduces his damage so much, as I explained in the previous episodes. Worth playing Terra. You just want to go ahead and get that. Seeing that I'm ahead this game, I'm also gonna go for the Zoom item, Shield of Regrowth, which I really enjoy. That's probably my signature, playing Amaterasu, just zooming around, diving the backline, peeling from my own backline with his movement speed. So here I realize the top has no dash, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and move the top. Now they can't punish me. I hope to force beats here, but I get some good poke on the top anyway, and as you can see the top is actually gonna go ahead and lose a whole minion wave to tower in mid. So it works out pretty well, although good read there from Zyros not to beats. Because if you get the beats in that situation, I can pretty much just dive the top for free right now, because I'm not gonna get killed by anyone. They just simply don't have the damage right now to shut me down. Yes. Relic choices, not much to say. I'm just farming around, getting my wards up. I haven't placed my wards right now, which I probably should be looking at, as I've been around for like over a minute now without placing wards. You wanna try and place down wards as quick as possible, but not doing it way too forced at the same time. As you guys can probably hear, I'm a bit hoarse because I kind of had a pretty fun last night. So I hope you guys can survive with the voice. I'll try and provide the same commentary, just with a bit of a different voice. To say commentary, I mean commentary and content, I guess. So my leveling order on Amaterasu is that I go 4, 2, 1, 3, which means I will always put points in my ult, then I put points in my 2, and then I put points in my 1, and then my 3. You want to level the ult because it does 50 more damage per hit, so it's 150 more base damage. The 2 over the 1, because the 1 doesn't really do too much early game. You'd rather have the damage in 2, which is gonna be way better. So yeah, I rotated in behind the Apollo. What I initially wanted to do was force out the beat, so we get his beat and his gold. So what we really should be looking for now is to gank this Apollo again, see if you can gain anything from getting his beats. So what you want to do here is we took the timer, so the timer on his beats were 10:50. As you can see, we got the beats around 8:10. Then you add 2 minutes and 40 seconds to that, so you can say his beats is 10:50. I know I have a window now. If I gank this guy before 10:50, we're probably pretty much guaranteed gonna get a kill, unless he has his ult up again, which is gonna be up around 9:40 or something. I think probably even 10, because the Apollo cooldown is so long. Let's check real fast actually. How long? Yeah, it's 80 seconds from now, so it's around 10. A bit after 10 actually. So that's what I'm gonna look for. Just clear out the buffs. There's no really kill potential without me having my ult. He knows that as well. The walls dropped down there, so that's really good for us. Now I pretty much have a 3 gank on him. But I'm not gonna end up going for it, I think, because there's just too much presence around this side of the map right now. So as I said, leveling order. Also you wanna start when you want an Amaterasu. Simply too good with dirty C. It's gonna do the more damage for you, it's just doing better. Then at level 2 you can pretty much just always get your 2 unless you need to run, and then at level 3 you want to get your 3. So the Apollo actually sees me here as he has a ward there. So it's pretty unfortunate. If I would have stayed here, he probably wouldn't have spotted me out, as the ward only covers this distance, but I actually walked into it, so he definitely knows I'm around, and I do get counter-rotated on as well by the Fafnir. So what I'll try and do here is that? Nah, it's not yet, I guess. It's a complicated in the game. So pretty much I'm just running around, creating pressure around the map. Right here we're creating pressure because we forced out of Fafnir rotation towards lane, so it works out pretty good for us. Just pop my 2 a bit early there before it gets fully charged, so I can get the extra gold from Watcher's Gift. If I get all the last hits on a wave, I'm actually effectively gonna be missing out on 30 gold, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in the long run, if you do that all the time, it's a lot. So make sure you let your ADC and your mid lane and your junglers pretty much last hit everything besides objectives, of course. Just so you gain that extra gold. You can, if you're bad at it, you can effectively lose a lot of gold during the whole game. So right here I'm just gonna go ahead and D-ward. You can see one trick I do right here is that I D-ward kinda in the middle as I steal one on the mid camps. So this right here covers the ward that you place down here to see, because usually people place it right here, but it also covers the gold free ward. As you can see, Fafnir also has vision of that, but if I would have placed it where this ward is, which is right in the middle, I could have not seen this ward down here, and they would have been able to pick it up. So this ward down here essentially does the same thing, because it gets the gold free ward, but it also gets this ward, and you guys will see me use that to my advantage in the other game as well. So here I try and dash in, being a bit cheeky, avoiding the stun was my thought process, but I got stunned mid dash, so shout out to Trix. That was pretty well played from him. So right now we were invading speed. What I'm doing here is essentially I'm just trying to get over there as fast as I can, following the Fafnir behind here, knowing he's pretty much out of position. This was really unfortunate that the silence didn't go off. We do get to Sun of Beats and take a timer right here. We could have decided to pop mid and go hard, but it's just better to play it safe right now. They have too big of a turnaround potential with all their ults. So not much happening, we're just kind of farming up. For Amaterasu, really looking for the early beat boxing, which I've not been able to do too much this game, since I paid a lot of attention trying to gank through lane while his speeds were down, but now I'm finally going to pay attention towards high house again, see if I can force out his speeds and then get him another time. Nothing much happening here. One thing you want to do a lot on Amaterasu, you want to, especially when you get your Shield of Regrowth, you want to try and swap around in the stances as much as possible, pretty much. Just always make sure if you're running somewhere, you're in your speed stance, but if you're with someone, you can try and swap it up a bit. Also, you can use the one very effectively to heal. So now I have my race card, and you actually see me change into the damage aura here as I leave the base. The reason why I do this is I can swap my stance now, and I'm gonna get my movement speed boost, and I'll be a lot faster out of the base than I would have if I just started. In the thing, so always try and insta swap to damage when you have your Shield of Regrowth, so you can get your speed form and get the extra boost. With 20% cooldown reduction as I have right now, from Shield of Regrowth, which I think is a really good item with 20 CDR. My one is on, I believe, a 9-second cooldown now, divided with 20, so it's like 7.2 second cooldown. And Shield of Regrowth procs every 10 seconds, but since my one ticks over 3 seconds, I just get the last tick of my passive by 0.2 seconds every time I swap my stance. So as you can see, every time I swap my stance, before I have my spirit growth at least, I'm gonna go ahead and get the passive out of it. So right here, just running around, let's try and talk about the passive dancing. So no, here could be a fight in a second, so I'm probably gonna swap damage form if I play this correctly. I'm just gonna play this mid camp.
My warriors will rise above the
A bit of a taunt for stealing out both mid camps. Right here I recognize they have 2 wards placed. I actually didn't do that there. I think that's A because I was full health, full mana, and B because there's no reason for me to meet them stand. So I'm gonna back out really fast right here. Back pretty risky on wards, but I do it so I can get my shell. They do take a fight here, which is slightly unfortunate, not marbles. But we do get the Susanoo bees, question mark. No, we don't. was actually a pretty poor fight, boss. But I do know how a shell. We have an advantage on Trix tank, who's level 11, so he can't afford shell. I'm a lot stronger right now. Shield of Regrowth passive is really strong. Of course, the Phoebs is gonna do a lot, but the Shield of Regrowth is just gonna let us run people down pretty much. So right here, just D1ing up. Know they have a ward here. Get the lower ward. Just try and pull gold again, see what happens. We know we can bait this, so we're just gonna try and get them. One thing I wanna do is just pull the gold and then reach it again every time. So I'm gonna silence their power here so they can't Aegis before they ult it. And then just chase them down. And right here we're gonna use the damage stand, try and down tricks, get some extra damage on him, but doesn't work. Now the Zowie back here, I'm gonna go ahead and silence out his dash. See that dash on corner there. So he's gonna end up dying here. Don't wanna expose my tool, just try and give my team the kills, as a kill right now on the fat soul lane is gonna do a lot more. But we're actually at 13 here. Although that's probably not what I thought in the moment. But looking back, it's a good thing I didn't steal that. So we try and steal the red, actually end up stealing the red here. Give a big bit of a taunt, you know. That's just the mind games. A lot of the times when you see pros taunting, it's actually not as much as being BM. It's I want to get in your head. If I can get you to think, holy shit, this guy's annoying, I want to kill him, and do something stupid because of that, it works out so well for you. So I'm gonna go into Zowie here right after Shield of Regrowth. Now the reasoning why I'm not gonna go straight into Gauntlet of Phoebs, which is the better item for your team and also the better choice for you, not in this situation but generally, is because when you have Shield of Regrowth you have pure health, and the thing is, we can talk about this while the game is paused. Is this a bit of a long pause, so I'll just speed up X4. What happens here is that I have 200 health of my item, but I don't have any protections, and protections scales of health and health scale of protection. So if I buy more health and I have a lot of health already, which is Phoebs is 400 health, right, and this is 200 health, I have no protections. Health doesn't scale of health, if that makes sense. So therefore I want to go into the more protection heavy items first. When I start with regrowth, I have a ton of health right now in this build. 2136 at level 13 is a substantial amount of health, but I do lack some protections. As you can see, I only have 82 and 47. Magical protection is pretty irrelevant right now, as the top is not going to be doing too much damage. He does have some do-mob stacking going on, but by the time he's going to be relevant with a lot of pen, when he gets his helmet, we'll be working on our first tier of hardware amulet. Let's see if we can speed it up a bit. What else is there? So this is gonna be a sovereignty. Works out so incredibly well against Arkell and Red in their team. You can say variety is not really a factor, right? Whoa, it's not really a factor. So we take out the purple buff, and then what we do right here is we recognize we just got a really fat ram. So let's try and go ahead and do the portal demon. This is something you can do. As you can see, I was kind of waiting there. I just want to make sure everyone is in my speed stance so we can move my ADC really fast to the demon. So we have a numbers advantage here. There is an Apollo although it's big back, but we're gonna try and start this up, see how this works. This is actually headshot pretty lucky. We're gonna reset it now. We're not even gonna reset it, we're just gonna straight up pick it up. That's just us recognizing our man advantage. We make Apollo old as well. What you saw me do there is I kind of got in front of the portal demon here, so the Fafnir hit me instead of the portal demon, so there's no really way for them to steal it unless they came up really close and stole through that. So basically get both mid camps again, and I think we're gonna get an Oreo here, silence out the stash, go on the Fafnir a bit. So we know we have a really strong advantage right now because we have a lot of power right here, and that Apollo sure is going to do a lot of damage with kittens, but this is going to get absurd now as soon as he gets Fatalis. I have my full sovereignty as I talked about. I'm just going to back here. Now the reasoning why I'm backing is A, I can get another D-ward and I want to utilize the portal. I'm actually going to go ahead and get my defense, but it's not the worst thing in the world. So I was considering D-warding there, but I'm not going to go ahead and do it. I guess I had 2 wards on the map already, and that's the reason behind it. I'm not sure about that. So my objective here in the fights that are coming up is pretty much to just let Maniac or Captain Trick do the engaging and stay around my thing. So I kind of jug out the 5 hammer, making sure I don't get poked, and then I can clear out the way for free. And as I said, my objective is staying with my backline, making sure that their Zowie can't dive it, and that their Susanoo can dive it. And Amaterasu does so well against the Susanoo as well. Because as you can see, when this is fully charged, I go really aggressive here with the aiming. Just up in the faces how you wanna play. You can take some poke, you have a lot of sustain. Let's talk about finish that round. I believe it's on your 2. Don't know why, but I believe it can knock up immunity. I actually didn't know that before this game, but there's like one point in this game where Susanoo doesn't pull me with my 3, so I think it happened already. Could have just been a bug, could have been that not hitting out. So right here we group for mid, which is pretty poor. The reasoning why is they have an Apollo, which we kinda left out of our minds. It's like, sure, we're gonna get the Apollo ult here, now we have like 100 second window to do whatever we want. But we do lose the tower, and it's a win for them. So, as I talked about in some of the last episodes as well, you want to make sure you have really good bags right now. I know from brain memory that that sounded really cool, didn't it? Brain memory. Thank you to Nate for holding the wave. That my magical defense item is gonna cost, I think it's 1225 tier 2 or 1250. It must be 1250 now after they fixed up the numbers. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a good timing on my back here. Only gonna have a few hundred gold up. So yeah, so it's 1250, and then just dash out of base. Actually only end up with 60 gold leaving base, and the less gold you can be leaving base with while still having favorable items. So it's not that you should always be optimizing your gold leaving base, but if you can buy a ward or buy a tier 1 of some item, you should probably do that. So right here I'm gonna go ahead and try and steal, miss out on this steal, the time takes a lot. And what I mean with that is not, you wanna try and time your backs around the next thing in your builds, so you don't do something, how would you say, so you don't just back with 500 gold when you wanna buy someone. Of course you don't want to mix up all kind of weird items to always leave base with 0 gold, but I think that's good. That's what kind of separates gold. That's good there. As you can see here, I'm just making sure that I get in front of the camera, that doesn't do anything. Now what I want to do here in gold is maybe get an ult on their backline, and then peel from my backline. So I'm gonna let Xinjiang do the initiation, kind of stay in between their front line and my backline. I'm just really trying to take space from my backline. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm pushing out their whole front line here, the Fafnir and the Susanoo, and the Zowie core died, which is essentially their, what's it called, front line. As this fight breaks down, we go a bit too deep. So I can create room for my backline, which then starts taking out their backline as well. So it's an overall favorable trade. So right here I actually don't want to go gold through, but I'm gonna set myself through, say let's do the gold through guys, go ahead, we can do it, they have the back, there's no way they can contest this. Worst case, one person dies and he dies for it. So really glad that I just set myself through, said okay boys, let's do this. I'm gonna go straight and check portal, but as I see tough in mid, I know they can't really be on portal lead. I'm just gonna push mid now. Believe I'll move to portal again. I just back. I guess probably just gonna go and check up on portal and right lane. Make sure everything is fine. We do have a ward, but just ward up again. They see my ward and they have to invest the D1 into it, which works out really well for us. And here to kind of try and go on me. This right here was what I was talking about by not getting pulled, but I believe that was actually just because the 2 of Susanoo hit on the edge and not in the middle. I can't remember the Susanoo mechanic on that, how that works out. Definitely have to try it and see if that's a bug or not. I just really stupid. So again, I'm gonna back. No reason to me to stay on the edge there. I just need my item 850 gold, I believe it is, for full hardware amulet, which I'm gonna go ahead and go for. Again, just get the auras out from my back line, which I'm gonna be peeling for now. maybe Pestilence would have been nice, but I just think Hardward is going to be better against the Sobek and Fafnir, which has decent damage but no pen at all. Besides, of course, and top if I can make also avoid a bit of top damage. So again, we're going to pull the Portal Demon, Dharma is here and Paul's not here. So we're going to try to secure this. And we're actually going to pull this again, and the funny thing this time is they're actually gonna go ahead and use the Torfold on it, miss out all of it. Yeah, okay. So we reset the portal by 430, use an hold it over, and I end up securing the portal with my 2 there. That was really messy, but we ended up winning. So we're just calling to go in now, as we know Apollo got probably low over and left. There's actually no way he can make it here. So I'm gonna go on P, maybe C, if you guys can see. Just again making sure there's room. And what I do here is I recognize the Paul is gonna dash forward in a second. So you see all top dash, okay? So I'm gonna just dash in all the top knowing that he can't dash. He gets forced to use his B and his Vegas. So that's a really huge win for us now as we have a 3-minute window to do anything with that. Luckily for me I'm so tanky right now and so fast that I can get out here and back and take in the portal. Nothing too scary happens. But I'm actually just gonna get through this portal in time. I'm gonna get Phoebes 2 here, I believe. Got another Phoebes 2, upgrade my shell. No, I didn't upgrade my shell. Just got through the portal before it disappeared, making sure that they can't really go for the fire down now because I'm around. Maybe they would have had a power play, baiting someone in and killing them. Because I was able to get through the portal. Backing a bit faster there might have seemed pretty bad, but actually that kinda saved us a potential play from them. Actually, you could have said, yeah, well, you're Amaterasu, why don't you just run your team out? Well, they were out already. So I'm just getting tanky at this point. Now I'm gonna get Scarlet Thieves finally, because now I have some protections to scale off. I think you can even argue that I would have liked a Spirit Rope before here. It would have probably worked out better for my effective health, magical effective health curve, if you can say it that way, but again, it's just the Gauntlet of Thebes aura is something you really want, and you have to be less selfish about that. It's the same with Heidegger, shouldn't, like, yes, it's really, really good for you, but it's really, really bad for the team. Whoops. That's kind of the wrong thing. I guess you can take a look at wards play. Some plays 14 wards. That's pretty decent, I guess. Fafnir plays a lot more player damage. I actually lowest player damage right now. I think that just comes to me just chilling in the back. GPM is pretty high. We're gonna go ahead and bait the side end here. Knowing Apollo to the left, but then hold over. So I'm gonna dash out there, making sure. And again, I'm gonna try and create room between my backline. As you can see, I'm very aware of where the Sobek is right now in this whole fight. As Xing Chang is going in, I'm just staying with my backline, creating the room. Now I realize Sobek has no ult, so I'm gonna dash out to the Sobek. He has no CC moves. Now I'm gonna call for to collapse on the Sobek, and we're gonna go ahead and pick up the Sobek. So that works out pretty well for us. Just me being aware of where the Sobek is and what we can do to make sure that he can't get to my backline. So it works out really well for us to get 2 picks, really good front lining and really good backlining there. Just keeping my carry safe, and as you can see my carries are completely full health, and we took out their front line and all front line and our backline. So I'm gonna go ahead and block here, create a distraction on Apollo dash in while Prime can pretty much safely secure it. And here we're actually gonna get Apollo beats and Aegis. In a situation like this you shouldn't beat Aegis, you're guaranteed dead pretty much. But he's gonna end up doing it anyway, which gives us a pretty strong fight for next time. So recognizing Apollo's dead right now, we pretty much have a free Phoenix. They're gonna have a really hard time without fighting with their fed guy, which kinda is their Apollo. Like, sure, it's no, but he just used all the well. So they're actually gonna work out really well for us. So looking in here, gonna clear the top down. What I should have done here is I should have probably over the top, but I'm gonna go ahead and hold the Sobek off anyway. Again, stay with my back line, give him the damage aura. Kinda look to go a bit in again, so we can get the Phoenix. Promote and approach something. Get pretty low, get my passive off my Abilities. Now I'm gonna go ahead and call for the Phoenix here. We are gonna hit the trick for it, but that's fine for us getting Phoenix. And now we just have to run. We are pretty lucky that we have the Amaterasu, so there's pretty much no way they can chase us down. It's not like they have a Janus. Apollo doesn't have ult anyway, so they can't really pick up some or chase into us, which would just be bad for them. So right here, what I should have done is I should have gone straight to gold. I actually called they were going to be in gold now, and you also see it in the way I play. I just straight dash out of base. Don't really think too much what I'm going to buy, as I've thought about that going out of base. Upgraded my shell on that regard. I got my gun to the Thebes, gave that a nice aura increase, I guess. So now we want to push down left. Left is obviously the best way Phoenix to have down, but it's also the lane right now with the most towers, which makes sense because it's Apollo's lane. He's going to be in that lane for most of the time. So it works out really well for us. We're gonna have a pretty good push here. Goal getting all of the tier 2 towers, possibly another Phoenix. What we should do here, which we also do, is take the 2 towers, get the mid tower, then try and play around the mid Phoenix. I know I just said that the left Phoenix is better, but the thing is, when you run from mid lane, from the mid Phoenix, you're a lot safer, whereas if you run from the Phoenix here, you can take a shortcut through the jungle and cut people off, whereas if you go mid and just run straight, it's a lot harder, you have a longer way to run, as here it's pretty much just the same distance. So it's just safer for us to push mid. We can create more room. We have the ward vision, so the flank, the one side flank, or this 2 side flank here from both sides is going to be pretty relevant, because we're going to take our ward. I think what we're going to do here is one of the game-winning plays. Now we all have a lot of gold in hand. You can see everyone's sitting on around 1500 to 1000 gold. So this is effectively 5k gold we have in hand, and since we only have a 10k gold lead, this means you pretty much only have a 5k gold lead right now. So there's no reason to really push this down, so we're gonna just go ahead and make the call after Nate gets poked a bit here to back out and go for the portal demon. There's no reason for us to take a fight if you can get a much better fight of backing up first. So we're just gonna take the portal demon, and then we'll take the winning fight in this next objective fight. Which is gonna be around the fight, yeah. So I have quite a bit of gold right now. Recognize I can't really get my full. I can't speak right now. I can't get my full spirit rope, so I'm gonna go ahead and get to tier 2. I'm gonna get a frenzy for my team. So what's really important right here is how you see I use the frenzy. I'm not looking around me when I'm gonna use the frenzy like, oh, where is my team? I'm just gonna use it believing that my team is behind me, knowing that they're gonna be there. And that's just confidence that eventually comes out. Get a ward as well. Again, walk out of gold with us at least at the least amount of gold possible. So can't say that word, can I? The least. I think that's how I say it. So we're gonna go ahead and bait the fire giant here. I guess we can take this from an overview. Oh, so I'm actually gonna back first, get another D ward. Again, my objective is gonna to create room for my backline, run around with my backline with the speed aura and the damage aura. So Prime actually backs here while the portal is down, even though we told him, so that kinda sucks for us. I can't believe I'm putting up those graphs all the time. But yeah, Spirit Rope, just as a core support item, works out really well, has all the stats you want. So let's look at this fight as it breaks out. Try and take a look at my positioning here, following me around. So you can see, first off, the Fafnir is gonna go in. We get a pretty good initiation, although we have to back out a bit, as Xingqiang took a bit of poke there from the top. So right now, we're just debating whether we want to try and start up the FG. So I'm gonna punch it a few times, just make sure that they can't really get him here. And as you can see, I'm just too fast with this speed aura to really tank damage from FG. So to kill the turret here. One important thing is that we actually have a fire wave right. No, we don't. Okay, he just killed the last fire wave up here, so we don't even have that power play. I thought we had a fire wave there. So as you can see, we're just circling around. I'm just trying constant to keep in movement to make sure I can't get hit by any abilities. We get the initiation, and as you can see again, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create room between my backline, pop the frenzy, and hit 3 people with it. So now as I'm diving a bit, not really creating room, but there's no reason to create room. But like as you can see, I wasn't holding all the way up for their carries, but I was holding their back line, making sure my carries are safe. So right now I kind of fucked that up, but Amaterasu actually just gonna be so much stronger that he can kill him. So here in the Phoenix, with the silence log out is so good, maybe I could have silenced his back here. And we're just gonna go ahead and go for the end. Get in there. End the game. Pretty good win. Really good team play, really good objective play this game. Just pretty much outperform. Bit of a BM taunt there.
A shimmer left.
Pretty good. Didn't die. Got some decent assist. Got the first blood as well actually, which helped out a ton. Getting the first blood, making sure you're that more tanky, helping you survive through the game. It's not a bad idea to give the support a first blood if the support does something with the first blood, which I think I did quite a bit. So as you can see, not too much player damage, pretty decent amount of wards. I got a ton of healing from the med, which is actually pretty good. That's one of the things I think we do really well, is the med usage in the team, how we play around with the meds, saving each other all the time. But this is gonna be the third episode now of In Hindsight done. I guess I kind of missed to say it was in hindsight in the intro, but whatever. So yeah, I'll just be recording the next episode now. So of course, if you guys have any suggestions or anything, it will probably be in the 5th episode. You guys can tell me if you like the sound levels and so on. If you have any suggestions for anything I forgot to go, or of course you can just feel free to ask in the comments and I'll answer you. So go ahead and like the video, subscribe, of course, to see more. And thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.